Hello my friends, viewers and subscribers to my channel, and to all the other ones who just come in and looking around and see what I have to show you. And maybe later on, if you like my channel, you just like to come back, subscribe to my channel, or if you don't like to subscribe, which is fine with me too, just share my findings with others and let them know, what is going on in our solar system and around our sun. It would be nice, I would appreciate that, because it's not important for me to have hundreds or thousands of subscribers and then that I can say, look how much subscribers I have. But this is not the important thing for me. It is important to get as much viewers to my channel I can have. But if you subscribe, then you will see all the newest evidence, all the newest clip and videos I have made, and I will bring them out, and then you have the most recent evidence on our nemesis system. That's the way how I call it. I hope you guys, before I start my video clips today, I have two for you, and I put them all together from the 21st and from the 22nd of this month of December 2017, and you will see that you see the object at 12 o'clock position is about to move to the left side. You will also see some smaller objects, but I will point them out again for you. And I have discovered also two other big objects to the 10 o'clock position, but much farther out, and I just have captured them for a couple of seconds. So I hope I can show it to you. I hope you all enjoy your holidays and take it easy with your family or with whoever you share your holidays. And I will see you guys after those clips here today. I will see you back next week before New Year with another new clip, I hope. And I hope you have a safe time. Watch the cell phone users, stay healthy, and come back to my channel if you feel like. So let us start here with the clip right now. Let me turn this on here. This one is from the 21st. Just 2 days ago. It was about 4:20, 4:30 in the afternoon. I was going around a little bit with the camera just to the pier to see if my camera was adjusted clearly enough so that I can show you all the evidence. And this is what I'm going to do here, and I will explain everything to you in a moment. So like you see, we still have the object here to the 12 o'clock position. It seems like the object have moved a little bit to the left side, but we see this later, in the second clip, where the object actually is located at this specific time, which was then on the 22nd, 24 hours later. And you will see that the object have been moved for a little bit, not really much, very slightly, but you can see it. Okay, like always in my clips, I try, to explain a little bit to you. On the 21st, it seems like that our sky was pretty clear and clean. It looks like we had a blue sky, but it is not really blue because you still see the yellowish chemtrailing in the sky, even if it is a clear day. And later on in this clip, you will see the chemtrails, they're coming down, and they are above and also underneath the sun. You see my lens flare moving around here, like always. You see the other objects here, the pink color lens flares from the camera, which I call flower lens flares because of the purple color and the way it is shaped around the sun. So at this moment, like you see, we just see one object. The sun was still very bright, and the chemtrail mist or dust have taken place already in front of the sun. Not really that much that you can see it, but you will see it in a little bit when the sun comes a little bit lower, and then I will explain something to you. The two objects I was talking about, I catch them in this upper part here. So I hope later on in this clip, when I show you some other, and I point out some other object, I have time and I do not miss this point where I actually discovered these two objects, because I have seen them already before in my clips, in many clips before, where we had those two other objects very close together, and I discovered them again in this clip here very shortly, because I was not aware that they are there. So I was just, turning my camera back and forth, and I hope, we can see them. So you see already at this moment here, you can see already, the chemtrails here underneath the sun, very close to the water. Like I said, the lens flares here, the lens flares are always milky looking, and they are just a reflection from the sun, from the object we have. We going towards with the camera, and they're reflecting back from the camera lens back out, and this is what we have here, the milky looking lens flares. Like I said, you see pretty much here still the other lens flares with a purple color, but to a later time they are not present no more. You see the object here, you see, the sun is already reflecting into the chemtrails underneath. You can see already here, bright spot with chemtrails, and you see already here a dark line above the water from some more chemtrails. So let us focus right now on our object here, where you see it looks like it is still in the 12 o'clock position, maybe just a little bitty thing, to the side, to the left side, but it could also be an optical illusion at this moment, because when I move the camera around, sometimes together with a lens flare, or it depends, how the light comes into my camera, it looks a little bit like this object, is moving slightly, but it's a stationary object here. You can see it is illuminated from the sun. You see the outer layers from the sun, the aurora. We have some yellow spots here, some yellow aurora lines, and then you have the orange and the dark looking ones, and what you see on the bottom, the pinkish looking ones, is just a reflection from the lens flare and from these flower lens flares, on the top. Like you can see, and this here underneath is just a reflection again from our sun. It's another lens flare. So like you can see, this object here is pretty big. We're going here to the side. You can see on the right side, there's something coming out in this yellow line here. I think it was around 3 o'clock position, also 2 o'clock position. We have some more down here, but it's very hard to see because the sun is reflecting into the chemtrails, which let the sun, expand here. And that's why the sun have always this funny shape when the chemtrails or the chemtrail mist is in front of the sun. I do not know at this point if we missed already the moment of these two big objects, but they are in this area actually here. I have seen them in this area. One was here, the other was right above the sun. and not the sun, away from the sun, excuse me, above the other object. And I'm not so sure if we catch a little glimpse of it, if we see the shadows, or if we missed already the point. You can see right in front of this object is already, you know, some more chemtrails, maybe a little cloud, which separates here a little bit. Some more little clouds in front of the shadow, which is, you know, and shadow of the object, what comes in here, what I believe, and the shadow, the reflecting of this object is reflecting into our chemtrails, and that's why we catch it here. The other thing, very important thing, is actually a very interesting thing. When I move the light a little bit around here, you can see the object here very bright and very dark. You see another object here, little ones here. One will come out here underneath, and there's another one here later on, which comes out and looks a little bit yellowish, golden looking. So just focus on this area. But back to this object. You see this object is pretty dark. The shadow is getting dark, and you also can see that the object must have, to a certain point, some light by itself. And not only that it gets illuminated from the sun, that the sun, you know, shines onto this object, or at least a part of it, because, you know, it is above the sun, but is behind the sun in a different angle in its own orbit. What you can also see is here a little bit to the right side. You can see it in a little bit later when I go a little bit farther out again. Right now I'm very close here because I wanted to show you, you know, some other objects you can see. And here is the one I'll be talking about, you know, which have golden yellow color. There is something in the object here to the right side. It's a pretty huge object, actually. You will see the ball looking shape in a little bit, and it have the color of dark purple, dark reddish, and I think maybe this is the object who brings the color, the dark reddish color or purple looking color into our atmosphere and into our chemtrails. But it can be also that we have, because we know by now that we have some more objects around the sun and in our solar system, so that this object here I'm talking about, which is pretty huge, don't have to be the only object to bring us the color in. We can also have another object, a brown object, a dark brown, you know, or an orange or yellowish looking object. And when that all comes together, that's maybe the reason why everything looks so different in our skies and the color looks so different. Like you see, the sun is already gone. The sun disappeared, you know, behind the chemtrails. Is already in this area here. It's on the lower part. It won't shine out here on the bottom because the chemtrails are much too dark and too thick, so the sun won't come out no more, you know, at this moment. And this clip, like I said, take one more peek to this area here to the right side. We can bring it out a little bit darker that you can see it. Change a little bit, you know, right now the color on here, so you see it to the right side. You see the color, you see the round object. There it is, and this is almost the end of this clip here, and we're going on to the second one. You see a little shadow here. The other two objects, they've been here, but I think, you know, doing the chemtrailing and that the sun is already down, there is no more what we can catch on these objects. Let us go to the second clip here. So here, this is the 22nd of December. This is already the second clip. I tried to get as close as I could with my camera, just to make sure you can see the object pretty good. You can see that the object is illuminating and has some kind of heat source, because you can see the color around the object. It is not really that much, I believe, what does object have on his own heat source. I think still, you know, it comes out like that because that it is illuminated from the sun, that the sun shines actually onto this object. But like I said, it could also be that the object get rejuvenated from our sun. That might be why our sun has so much problems. Okay, like you can see here, yes, for sure, we still have all these chemtrails to the left and to the right side. I was going back again here to the pier just to make sure my camera was adjusted right. You can see right now, you saw the chemtrails here on this part. Back on this object, it was about 4:40 in this clip, the time, and I'm going back and forth so you can see how far the object is actually away from the ocean, and that it was not that long no more till the sunset took place. But like in the other video clip I have shown you, the first one, you will see that our view also get interrupted again to the sunset, because even if it was a nice day on the 22nd here, also blue sky, very nice, it seems like there was nothing in the sky. But like I said, in the afternoon hours, when the sunset take place, the chemtrails, they are coming in. They are already above the water level, and even if you can see them, but as closer the sun actually goes down, you can see those chemtrail mist, the chemtrail dusk, and then you see how the chemtrails come together like a big thick line where you cannot see the sunset. And I'm pretty sure they have a reason why they're doing that. So you see here already how close actually the sun is to the bottom. It's going lower and lower, and it's just a couple of more minutes. You see this object here is pretty huge, I would say. You see the aurora from the sun, and this is not the sun on top, my friends. The sun is this part here, which is pretty bright and is illuminating, you know, the object to the back of the sun and to the upper part. But it must have some kind of heat resource, because I have a thermal lens, laser lens in front of the camera here, so you can see the color changing of this object and also the surrounding of our sun. So this makes me think that this object must have some kind of heat source. So here a little bit farther out, you see the chemtrails here on top. They was not there, but all of a sudden, you know, it took place within a couple of minutes. The same to the other side, something came in here. You see how far it is above the sorry, above the ocean level. And here I went close again because I wanted to see you the object pretty clear. And I believe this is a brown, yellowish, maybe a little bit reddish color, but for sure we cannot see the color like we wish to, because this is a shadow of the object which gets reflected into our chemtrails, and that's what we see here. I don't know how long it is that we can see this object by itself, together with his moons. The little ones we actually can see already without any enhancements or whatever. You just can look up, and if you know where you have to look at, then you can see those objects shining out of the chemtrails, or if we don't have no chemtrails, then you can see them in a white, very shiny color, and you know this is an object. And when I always do the enhancement with other colors, I do the negative, so I can see at my pictures and my findings, do I have something there, or is it just an illumination of the chemtrails or of the clouds? And if I'm sure that I have something, then I bring it out to you, and then I explain it to you. You see this big object, and I think it is huge, my friends. I think it is really huge. I do not know really how far it is away from our sun. I only can imagine. I wish we would have an answer. I wish we would have an answer from NASA or from our government or things like that. But I think, I wait on an announcement every day, and all the time when NASA claimed they have found something, I'm hoping that they're, telling us about those objects around the sun, but, it's never the case. Until now, maybe they're changing, a little bit in the next couple of weeks, days, and months. Maybe they let us know where those objects are, or that they have found something. If we see it, and if I can have it in my recording, and I can pick up on it with my equipment, what I have, I think they can pick up on their equipment, which is more than over $1 million, what they pay for these equipments, and my equipment is maybe $1,000. So that's the difference. But like you see, I still can see them, I still can record them, and I will go on with my recording as long as I can, and to bring it out to you guys, to bring you the evidence. And maybe one day in our near future, they will let us know that they have discovered something in our skies. They always claim, it is their discovery. So, I'm just waiting on it, on the day that it does happen or will happen. But yes, for sure, they have to make an announcement, of this, because I think, the social media, YouTube, Facebook, and other viewers, other people with their own channel, and they're much longer, on YouTube with their channel reporting on it than I am on it. I just started about almost a year ago, but like I said, I have so much evidence, and I've taken so much pictures and video clips, and I have seen those objects when I was working on my pictures and on my clips, so that I was thinking I have to bring it out. I have to tell the world what I have found here, what I have seen, and I'm glad I'm not the only person who have discovered these objects. But like I said, these are my findings with my camera. I'm responsible for these reports and observing, and for bringing out this evidence to you, nobody else. I think I can be pretty sure that this, what I show you here in my clips and in my findings, is this where everybody is looking for. And like I said, I call it the Nemesis system. I did not know what kind of object this is, if it is a brown dwarf, if this is already Planet X, if this is already a Nemesis, Nibiru, Planet 9. I cannot say which one of it is, but I know it is one of the objects we are all looking for, and we all know that these objects are there and close in our inner solar system. So what you can see here right now in my clip is again a very sharp line, a little bit outlaid with dark red color of this object before it actually will disappear and blend into the dark colors of our skies, in the dark orange and in the dark red. So you will see it. It's getting already a little bit darker. You can see, it is going behind the chemtrails because it's lower as the sun comes. At closer it goes to the water right now, as less we can see the object, back behind and above the sun. Like you can see, the chemtrails here are all the way up here. These are all thickened chemtrails above the ocean. So the sun is going behind here, and after the sun is behind here, you will see we cannot even see anything no more about the sun. Even the sun has such a huge amount of brightness. There you can see how thick those chemtrails are, that nothing is coming through it. It makes the sun disappear too. One more of the chemtrails here from the top. They came down. We have some more actually here coming in, the black ones, the dark ones. Very nasty. You see, here was an illuminating, here in the purple one. This is from our sun. This is an illuminating from our sun into the chemtrail. And that's how it looks. And this object here, which is, I would say, the twin of our sun, is almost gone behind those chemtrail now, and get not so much sun, and is not no more so much illuminated from our sun, because the sun goes lower. I mean, the sun is not going lower actually, it's the earth. The earth is turning and returning in a way where the angle is different, which makes it looks like the sun disappear and is moving, but it's actually, our earth who is turning backwards, and therefore, the sun will disappear. So my friends, this was my 2 clips here from you guys. I hope you had fun watching them. I hope you could see something, what I have told you. I hope it is the case that you saw also these 2 bigger objects in my clip. But sometimes, it is when I do put my clip on my from the camera back onto my laptop, and from the laptop I record it again, so that I can, talk to it and explain it to you. And then, the quality of the clip is actually, suffering from it. So I hope you all have a good night. See you guys next week before New Year. So you enjoy your holidays. It was my pleasure, to show you those 2 clips. Share as much as you can, my friends, because it is very urgent that everybody knows what's going on around our sun and in our solar system. And you all stay safe. Watch the cell phone users. Love you all. See you next week. Bye-bye. But before I go out of this clip here, I would like to share something with you, which I mentioned at the beginning of this clip, that I will show you some pictures which a friend of mine sent me over. She is in South Africa. She's a very nice lady. She likes being outside and taking pictures. And here in this picture, you will see this, I believe, is a lens flare, but I'm not so sure about it because I was doing an enhancement on it, and it seems to me like it was an object, but don't count me on this because this is the sun rays, and I discovered on this side actually her lens flares, which let me think, you know, when we have lens flares on one side, on the other side, you won't see the same lens flare. It's impossible. It's always on one side, and all the lens flares normally stays together. So I do not know what this object actually is. But for sure, we have one object here at 7 o'clock position. You will see it to a later time when I show you another picture. This object is actually moved a little bit lower because it was here at 9 o'clock position. Now it looks like it is a little bit, you know, between 8 and 9 o'clock. Like you can see, it moved down. Sadly, we cannot see my object in this picture here, but I will show you another picture where I show you our friend on the 12 o'clock position. We have one object over here. Here is another object, a small one here. This is another object, and we have one object here. And I believe a little bit lower here in this area, and also some more on this side, we have some more object. This photography was actually done with a welding glass, which is pretty good. You know, it comes close to an infrared glass and infrared lens. So you can see the object pretty good with those welding glasses. Now let me go on and show you an original picture of this, which was made, I believe, on the same day in the afternoon. I'm not so sure about it, or maybe one day before, but you can see that the objects are still there. So this picture here is pretty amazing because it's an original picture from her, what she did made, I believe, one day before in the afternoon. So what you see here right now, this is the object where I was not so sure if it was a lens flare or not. So you see, it was not a lens flare. It's in the same position. It is this round orb here, and so I believe it's another object. Then here in this area, by 7 o'clock position, is the other object, what I have shown you, just a little bit more to the bottom. Here in this area here, you can see a shadow. You can see a shadow of a round object, and you also see an object on above here. Here on the side, we have normally the 10, 11 o'clock friend, which is showing themselves, you know, in my last two clips, as a gold, yellowish looking object. You see something here on top. Then we go over here to this side. You see one here. You see a little bit here. And there is something here underneath, which we have seen with the welding glass. So these objects are there, and it's an awesome finding. I'm very proud of her. She did a good job. So greetings back to South Africa, and thank you, my friend. So, my friends, I think that's all for tonight. I let you go. Like I said before, you all enjoy your holidays with your family and your loved ones. And I see you after the holidays. Bye-bye.